Hi, this is Tony Ruggiero here on the Tour Coach. Thanks for joining in and thanks for following along. It is my mission to bring you some of the best instructors, the players, mental coaches, fitness experts, everything you need to play better golf, all of the people I find fascinating that can give you information to help you in your pursuit as a teacher or as a player. It's all here on DewSweeper TV or wherever it is you get your podcast. Thanks for watching the Tour Coach podcast, and hopefully this helps you teach better, play better, and enjoy the game. So here we go. Kicking off another Tour Coach here from 706 Club Drive, sponsored tonight by 19 Crimes, which happens to be Snoop's wine. And if Snoop Dogg happens to listen to this, we are open for sponsorship. I think we'd be a perfect fit, to be completely honest. And if we had Coop here, he would agree.
Yeah.
Nick Dimengo joins us from Rainmakers GC.
Yeah, man.
Now Rainmakers.
Yeah.
Good to have you. And Will McFadden, who frequent guest. I always wanted to be the guy. This is a total random statement, but there was a person called into this. Do you remember? You're younger than me. Do you remember a famous sports talk radio personality, Fabulous Sports Babe? Do you remember that?
No.
She was back in the day, and if people listening, you might know anyways. And anyways, she was a lady, had this show, and she was out of Seattle. That's what.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But anyways, I think she was out of Seattle. Anyways, maybe down in Florida. But anyways, there was
that's so close.
But there was a guy. I'll never forget. I was driving back in the day. A guy called, and he said, "What did he say? Like first time listener, long time caller." Anyways, that's what I feel like Will is like. But anyways, I digress. So Will McFadden, resident tour player, in hanging out, we actually did some good work this week. And Nick Dimengo, Rainmakers. Now you got your YouTube channel. How's it going, bud?
It's good, man. It's crazy to branch out, formerly of a major publication.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for me, it's just trust and process. We talked about it today with Golf Swing. The boring shit is the stuff that ultimately gets you to success. And I think that's where we're at right now. Like just going through the grind and slowly starting to see success. So it's been fun.
I think the interesting thing about, I think having things that are different are good out there. Yeah. I think, I know with our channel, this from all the times we've talked, and Will and I, right? Will knows this from just driving me around like Miss Daisy. He's like driving Miss Daisy around, right? But I wanted my channel, our channel, to reflect our love and appreciation for real golf instruction, what I call real golf instruction, serious instruction. And I want it to represent being authentic, and I want it to be a real inside look of like us with students really helping people get better.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And I've tried hard. We've spent a bunch. My wife doesn't know how much money we spend doing this, but anyways, we've put a good bit in it, doing it. But you're coming at it from a different approach, which I think is great. And it's from a mid-handicap golfer.
New dad. No time to practice.
Just trying to get better.
Yeah.
So, you look at this table tonight, you got a guy just starting his professional career a year in, getting ready for PGA Tour America's Q School in just over a month. So we're getting grind. And by the way, we can officially announce that Coop is going to be on the bag. Look out. Boy,
reading greens, man.
I'm coming. We have Colby there. This is going to be epic. But, and obviously, what I do and teach it, and then you. So we got different perspectives, and you wanted to talk a little bit about what you see from doing what you've done. You're filming a lot of content with a lot of really good teachers, and some that aren't that good, but they still give you content. So exactly. I'm just kidding anyway. So they're all going to be wondering who I'm talking about now.
They're all like, who's Tony talking about there?
But anyway, so you just want to talk about the state of instruction.
Yeah, man. I think.
And I think it's good to come at it from the player you're talking about. Yeah. I think it's easy for me and Will to sit here. It's easy for me to sit here and say, oh, yeah, whatever, ex-tour players. And I had Jason Bale on golf coach development, I guess, last night, and we were talking about tour players and talking about teaching recreational golfers. I think we got to not get too far away from the fact, as teachers, that the majority of the people that are going to listen to us, watch us, come see us, buy all our stuff, are you.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big thing. And I think we get away from that at times.
Man, when I was at my former employer, I always preached being the average golfer. And when I started there was such intimidation because I'm going to give you guys something that will maybe shock you. I don't watch any PGA Tour golf. I don't watch live golf. I don't watch TGL. I don't watch golf at all. Like, I watch less golf now being in the industry than I did before. Sunday Masters, like, I might watch the last couple hours, not even like sitting down, planning my day around it, right? People are shocked when I tell them that. They're like, wait, how can you work in golf and you don't watch golf? I'm like, guys, I don't have the time to do it now as a dad. And if it's 75 degrees out and I live in Seattle, I'm out there playing golf on a Sunday, not watching it, right? And so some people are like, well, maybe that takes away from my reputation as a golf content creator, right? For me, I said, at the end of the day, as the average golfer, I want to go play. I don't care about the angle of attack and the commentary about PGA Tour stuff. So I think for me, it was a big wake-up call when I was at that former publication to say what you just said, or kind of remind myself what you just said, that I'm kind of the voice of that average golfer. Like, okay, all the pro guys, it's fun what they're trying to do to create the content. But if you've never taken a lesson, you're just out there grinding, you're just playing. And so that's where you go to the YouTube channels, you go to the Instagram channels, you go to, whatever else is out there, TikTok, to get your instructions. They're not going to pay or have the resources to come see you. So I think it's a weird moment just in the state of golf, not just golf instruction, right? Like, what is going on right now? There's so much back and forth. Like, you've got the Brian Bros, like, you're playing in a live event, but you're on the PGA because it's a content opportunity for you. So he doesn't really own that now. PGA Tour gets on his ass. Like, but he's his own brand with his YouTube channel. You've got all these content creators coming up, and some of them are doing shots every hole, and by fucking fifth hole, they're trash and driving their carts all over the place, these really nice courses. So it's kind of this weird moment just in the golf space in general. And I think what's hard, and I'd be interested to hear what you guys think. I mean, obviously you're a pro, you've been around the game, you've seen these changes.
But I'm allegedly a pro.
And you're a legend.
Yeah.
But I think, where you guys have seen it adapt the most and how you guys are still able to stay true to what you do, I think is what I not only respect the most about you guys, but I think comes across so authentic to the audience, because you haven't changed that, right? You're like, this is our brand, this is who we are. We have this family atmosphere. Coming down to these retreats and filming with you now 3 times, I think that comes through really well on your content. And you don't have to fake it, right? Like, you guys aren't out there trying to be dumbasses and trying to be all funny and shit. Like, just stick in the instruction and making people better.
We'll let Will talk here. But I would say you're right, where we're in a different place. I was thinking about this 2 weeks ago. I was walking at the live event in Miami.
Yeah.
Content creators there. Grant Horvath was playing holes, and I got to talk to him a little bit, and you see what he's been able to carve out and do, and it's incredibly impressive. But it's so different than, what I grew up watching as golf, right? I mean, I grew up, it was probably stuffier, it's fair to say.
Mm-hmm.
And you watch how that approach is reaching a different demographic. And so, but I'm also, I do watch the Masters. I watch all of it. And I take that Sunday off and I grill out. I cook fajitas. I don't know why we picked fajitas, but we always cook fajitas. It's not like
you should. Exactly.
Like Mexicans and Augusta go together. But anyways, I mean, I just think, but I don't watch a ton of people always read how much professional golf you. I'm around it every day, all day.
Exactly. So you want to break,
I get 100 videos a day on this phone. And I watch the app to watch the people that I'm fortunate enough to coach. But you and I talked about this. I think one of the first things I watched that was a regular event, I watched Rick Lamb in the playoff of the Corn Ferry event sitting in here a couple of weeks ago, right? Like, because obviously he's a person I'm close to and I coach. So, but I think that there's more and more people coming at it from your angle. And I think as coaches and teachers, we've got to be more adept at addressing and handling that. And so for me, I don't know why I do half the things I do, but I know that I made a decision, like I wanted whatever we put out to really reflect what I thought was important and good. And because I was so fortunate to be mentored by great people and have people take interest in me. And I always am, some of the stuff I say, Hank would cringe at, but I do think that in the end, the quality of the instruction and what he saw us really trying to help people get better, he would be proud of for me doing. I really do. Or I hope so.
I mean, that should be the North Star, helping people get better, right?
And so I try to use our medium to showcase people's talent. The stuff we filmed with Colby today, I thought that if you're a recreational golfer of any skill level, that stuff has a huge value. The stuff that you did with Will, with Yvette on the golf course, them talking through shots. If you're a 12 handicapper, 15 handicapper, that might be more important for you for playing better golf than me filming you and putting you on a swing catalyst, right?
Because it gets in your mind, right? Like if someone were to put, Mike Malizia says this all the time. He said, Nick, if I put my head on your body, you'd be 10 shots better.
You'd look funny.
Yeah, exactly. All due respect, Mike Malizia, love you. But no, I mean, if like we talked about it today when we were playing, the shots that, like you had that shot with on the left side of that real narrow par 4, and I'm sitting there like, I said to you, like, what are you going to use here? Are you going to actually go over the tree and you carried it and you hit on the green and it rolled towards the back? But the fact that you didn't fear that shot at all, you confidently know, I know how to hit that shot. And even if you don't think you can carry it over the tree, you can be like, well, you know what? I'm going to club down. I'm going to hit this into the slope, have it get a little backspin and roll up on the green. That is a very different approach than somebody like me who would freak out at that shot and be like, I guess I just have to like punch it out, 10 yards, get in the middle of the fairway, chip up. And so to your point, like doing that on course management, instruction, that's where I think, and I hope to take Rainmakers, because there's this medium of fun shit that's out there of really, really either bad golfers just having fun or really, really good golfers. And I want to be the guy in the middle, be like, look, you're not watching this shit from me. You're watching it because of you guys and other teachers and players I'm working with. I just happen to be the guy who's like the moderator of all of it. And the average golfer, when we're playing together, and I'm picking your brain, tell me how to hit the shot, club choice, what are you thinking about this win, and kind of getting a little tidbit like you're my lifeline. I think, knock on wood, it's been successful so far, but
I don't know if it's wood. Maybe faux wood in this condo.
But I think that, and you guys do the same thing. Golf instruction and golf, it's an imperfect game. And if you go to fucking Instagram and it's 60 seconds of a golf coach telling you, do this, it'll stop you over the top slice, and then all of a sudden some guy stripes it and it's perfect. As an average golfer, I'm like, I can't do that. And you've done a really good job of, you give those tips that are good, but they're not, this is going to cure every single one of your ball striking issues by just doing this. You show the work on your videos. You show the people who, pro players, we saw it today, like you're not turning enough and getting enough depth, and that's why you're not getting the speed that you want to get the club head speed in the distance, right? And there's value in that rather than just thinking we're gonna just quick fix everything.
I'm gonna ask you a question here next, but I think the one thing I always try to do, this comes from my upbringing, and I think you can hear it in when we film stuff, is that I always try to say, Will and I are working on this, but like, if you're a recreational golfer, this could apply to you from X, Y, or Z. I don't think we should ever get too far away from that. And another really good friend of mine in the business, you obviously know him because but Luke Curdenine.
Yeah.
And Luke and I were talking one time, and he was just sharing with me the most common search things that they had found. I don't know if it was at Digest or if it was at golf at the time, but like it was stuff like how to put the grip on, how to stand to the ball. Like I'm sitting there thinking people are going to be talking about speed and lag, all this crazy stuff. Like it's like, how the hell do you hold the club, right? And I think we get lost in that. So you've been obviously you're going to have a long professional career as a player, especially now that Coop's on the bag, and I feel so fortunate in being able to announce that here live. But you spend also so much time with me helping high school kids, college kids, and regular golfers. What is it that you see the recreational golfers not picking up on, not being able to do? Where can we help?
I mean, I think the recreational golfers, like you say, the middle of the road handicaps, I think they just make it much harder than it should be. Like they're trying to hit it every shot to a foot instead of assessing the risk of each shot. Like I think when you watch pros, I could be, everybody plays different. I could be totally off base with this, but I feel like when a pro gets up to a ball or a short game shot or anything, I think they immediately start eliminating shots that they could hit. Like, for example, in the hole you talked about earlier, like I knew I couldn't hit it low because there's a big old dip in front of the green. They start eliminating shots that they know they can't hit. I think amateurs try to find shots that they can hit, even if they don't practice it. Like they're like, well, I could go high, I could go low, I could go around. Me, like the longer you play, I guess the pros, like they learn their game and they start eliminating shots and figure out over time that it's pretty simple what shot you should hit, right? So it's a little bit of learning your game, I think, and knowing that kind of stuff. But course management stuff is huge.
This will shock you that I'm going here, but I'm going to use a Wade Hamilton story. And if you play in the Jingle Bell next year, you'll meet Wade Hamilton. He's truly one of the best golf club professionals I've ever known in my life. He's my best friend, and he's also a raging lunatic with the yips. Flinches when it comes to hitting wedges.
Really?
Can't hit it low to save his life. And we were at TPC Sunkissed. It's not really a TPC course, but it's in Biloxi, Mississippi at the Jingle Bell. And he hits it behind this pine tree, big limb. And I'm like, I look at it and I'm like, we just got to take a little 8-iron chip and under it. And he's looking up. But he hits this 9-iron up over everything onto the green. And he was like, well, I can't hit that shot. So I'm just going to take it up through that. And while and we joke about it, but it's applicable to what you're saying. Like, I think if golfers didn't try to hit shots that they couldn't hit, they'd be so much better.
Why try to run a 7-minute mile if you've never even run an 8-minute mile?
Why run?
This isn't a great example. My brother is a unlimited handicap. He's getting better, but he can't quite finish all the holes. But he knows that he can keep a 4-iron in play. Mm-hmm. So he plays 18 holes going 4-iron on every hole just because he can keep it in play and have fun and finish a bunch of holes. Mm-hmm. Like he doesn't even try to hit his driver.
And agree 100%. And you're talking about like things that recreational golfers could do that would make them enjoy playing better. We did this with the really good tip we did today for Rainmakers. Encourage everybody to go check them out. But about creating a go-to driver shot. I watch recreational golfers on the range hitting drivers, and I watch them on the golf course, and every driver swing is the same swing, same speed, same setup, same tee height from the middle of the tee box. I go to a tour event, I watch different tee shots. I see them get at different parts of the tee. I see different tee heights. I see different speeds, different moves, trying to do different things based on what they have to do. Mm-hmm. And they practice that. And you practice hitting a fairway finder, something that you can do to get it in play. And I think that regardless if you're a big slicer, people, oh, I just slice the driver, I can't. Well, go out there on the range, tee one down, and try to hit you a low slice that runs forever down the fairway.
Like, people think they want the beauty,
right?
Right? They want that high draw
or whatever.
And it's
but like go find you a shot that when it's pretty narrow, you're a little nervous. Whether it's a low slice, it could be a low run and hook, it could be a high fade that you just block out there. It could be whatever. Yeah. But go find you a shot that when shit gets real and you got to put it in play, that you can do it part of the time. And I think as teachers, instead of always trying to make stuff look perfect, like let's help some people find stuff with their matchups that can hit something that would put it in play.
So I have a question for you. You know, we're obviously talking about like the state of instruction. There's so much shit out there. There's training aids. There's, you know, instruction apps. There's YouTube or Instagram. You've got real life, you know, in person. I want to ask you, Will, like, you obviously work with Tony in person. Do you use any of that other stuff? Or like, do you have friends or people that you play with who use any of that other stuff, or is it just sort of like, you know?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, when it's where it's applicable. I mean, I've used it before. Like we've used when I was trying to get the club face more square. We've used a hanger type situation that goes on the grip and stuff like that. But you know, there's definitely not one training aid that fits all people, right? Yeah. And so I think it's extremely beneficial to have somebody to talk to, like a Tony or a Jackson or a Morgan or somebody who you can talk to and figure out like, hey, what works for me? Like, you know, for example, there was one training aid that you got in a couple of years ago that you're like, here, try this. I think this might work. And I put it on and tried to hit a ball and was like, no, this is not.
It's like the driver today. You were like, this feels good, and then all of a sudden you knew on the range like that.
Right. Right. Like you can.
It's such a feel game.
If you know, like if you get the proper training with an instructor and you know the feeling that you're looking for, like as somebody who's played golf a long time, I can tell pretty quick if it's going to work or not. And I think as an amateur or a like mid to high level handicap, like it would be beneficial to have somebody to talk that through with and make sure that when you buy one of these training aids that it's even doing what it's supposed to do. Right.
And not messing up your swing even more.
Right, exactly. Like
do you watch anything on, like, okay, I should rephrase that question. You obviously watch Instagram tips and stuff, right? Yeah. Is there something that you have learned that has been more beneficial to your game from that? And it's more like maybe like a technique, like, oh, I never thought about that type of shot. Or is there something that kind of blows your mind, like, whoa, that's something I never would have ever thought about. I want to talk to Tony. I want to implement that into my game.
Yeah, I think obviously everything I see before I go out there and start messing with it, I run it by Tony or Jackson. But I think for me, a lot of stuff is short game stuff. Yeah. Like, and I really love watching videos from people who are established players who have been on tour or won big events. Yeah. And those guys, I really love to hear them talk about how they hit shots. It's the same thing as when I'm around some of the guys Tony teaches, like Andy, Rick, Emilio, Luke, Guthrie, all those guys, like I know those guys can play some really good golf.
Yeah.
And so like hear the way that they do things might help me, it might not. Like sometimes somebody will say something when we're out there on the tee and I'm like, that's not going to work for me. It's not going to work for my body, for my patterns or anything. But
I think
it's just always absorbing information, but I make sure that it's from people that
have that credibility,
that have the credibility, that have played high level golf or taught somebody who's played extremely high
well, I
level
think
golf.
I'm going to tackle two subjects here, and I'm going to get on a tangent for a minute in a second. But if everybody out there approached the social media and learning what you just said, they would get better.
Yeah.
Because you have to have a brain. Not everything on social media is true or works for you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But if you read something that sounds pretty good, you go try it. If it doesn't work and it doesn't match up with what you do and it doesn't work, okay, well, I tried it, right?
Yeah.
I think where people get into these holes is they get convinced that they've got to be shallow or they've got to do this or that this guy is what, right? Like you've got to find the right stuff that matches for you. And there's nothing wrong with trying things. Great players do it. But I think and I think if you approach it like he was
mm-hmm.
just talking about, and plenty of tour players. I mean, I've watched him around a lot of my tour players, and I've watched him talk short game, and I've seen him, and then see him go, "Oh, I mean, this guy does this, and he's a great player." Like that doesn't work for me.
Exactly.
Right? There's nothing wrong with saying something doesn't work for you. Mm-hmm. But as far as where we are, I mean, I think the biggest problem we have, and there's a particular example, guy in Mobile that puts out, that's copying other stuff, right? And like people that just go out there and copy stuff or haven't ever taught people that are
mm-hmm.
any good, never had any success, man, that, try to put up a cool video and they get a cool production and all that. Like, that's not where you should be.
Well,
that's not where you should be going, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, an imitation is a form of flattery. I get it. But I think you want to watch the people that have actually made people good.
Yep. You
want to watch people that have had success. You want to watch people that put real students up there that are good.
Yeah.
And again, I mean, I think that's a big deal.
I think it goes back to what I was saying about what I want Rainmakers to be and how
mm-hmm.
it doesn't exist because of me. I've always preached in any, I worked at Bleach Report, I worked at Maxim, I worked at rebranded FHM, I worked at publications, golf media I've been in
mm-hmm.
for 3 years now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm fairly new into the golf media space, but the same concept is you're telling a story, right? And for me, it's like I remember being at FHM or Maxim, and it's like I could give you 5 dating tips of do's and don'ts. No one gives a shit when it says by Nick Dimengo, right? They want that from a model or they want that from an actress. They don't want it from me. And it's the same concept with like what we're talking about with golf instruction. I have a ton of information.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've been around you guys and other teachers for 2 years. I could go out and fake it and be like, I could tell you how to shallow this. I could tell you this and that. It's not real. I'm not like, why would I take advice from a guy who's never broken 80 before? It's like, well, I have all the information. Like
we saw 2 guys on the chipping green tonight driving by Old Palm.
Yeah.
Driving back. Neither one of them could 100% break 90. And one guy's teaching the other guy how to chip.
Exactly. And so there's a lot of that shit out. Like,
yeah,
I just want to put content out there. I'm going to get an audience. People love golf. It's like, bro, I want to give access over excess. I don't want to put out just a bunch of stuff and think, well, maybe I get real popular and I get a following. At the end of the day, I've always said this to you. You guys as top teachers, you as a buddy, and the players that I've met through you guys are family. So I would be doing a disservice to you if I ever tried to be like, I'm just going to go do this on my own. Like, fuck you guys.
But you wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't. Yeah. I mean, but also the content.
That's why you'll be successful.
Because the content won't be there, right? Like the content, it's like, all right, what makes you different? Well, I've got the top guys in the world.
I want to do a podcast
right?
soon where I do the top 10 worst follows in golf.
I love that.
It's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
We had to get blackballed, but I mean, a couple of them are in Mobile. Shit,
Yeah.
guys are hacked. I mean, right? But like, yeah, I mean, tee up 5 balls, walking along, just doing this, and you call it a tip.
Yeah. Right.
Right. Like, I mean, you know,
I mean, like, look, I get it. You're social media. It's not all real, right? You can cut it and the production value, and it's like, this is quick and easy. I'm sitting on the fucking toilet and I'm scrolling through my Instagram, and oh, this catches my eye. But if you do some recon on who the person is, you look at their Instagram profile, you say, oh, they got 40,000 followers. What value are you bringing? Well, what are you doing, or what is your credibility?
I think more important than followers is who have they taught.
Well, exactly. But to the average person, they look at followers and like, oh, like, you know, it shows who follows them. It's like, I see my buddy Will follows them, right? They must be legit. But if you actually go online and kind of do like a deep dive, you're like, there's no information about them as a teacher. They're just
like
someone
every
who, like, knows
person
the drill,
that loves
right?
golf,
yeah,
that wants to get better, ought to follow Butch on Instagram.
Or
right?
the DewSweeper.
Well, I mean, I'm just not speaking to myself, but like, right? Like, it's his own Instagram.
Yeah.
Nobody does it for him. A lot of it's personal stuff, but like, he'll put up a video of somebody hitting a ball when he's working. Like, every time he posts a video, I watch it. His brother Billy Harmon puts up some interesting stuff. I'm trying to think of teachers that really do. Brady Riggs in California, I think, does a really good job with stuff he puts up, especially practice stuff. I love Short Game Chef Parker McLaughlin. I love his stuff. I know his stuff's produced and all, but it's like really, really good and it's authentic. It's him doing stuff.
I've never met the Golf Better Tucson guy, but he's
Derek.
Derek Deminsky's a really good follow. Yeah. His stuff's good. It's authentic. That's him. I've been around him with Andy, a handful of times. I've walked him. He's been on the podcast multiple times, right? I think he's super good. I think, like, I don't necessarily wouldn't teach all that stuff, but like Joe Mayo gives out a lot of great information. Would it be how I would teach or what I would do? Or, he's a little more argumentative than me. Maybe not. I don't know. But I think if you love golf, he's a good follow because he's given information. Now, what people need to understand is just because you're given information doesn't mean you got to do it or you got to buy into it. But he's a good source of information. Yeah. I think he's really good. I'm trying to think of people, that I like people that put out authentic, that it's real stuff. Yeah. Not super processed. Huh? I think I don't even know how I missed him. Like Justin Parsons, for my money, is the best teacher in the world right now.
Really?
With the success he's had with tour players, and he combines that with being just an all-around great dude. I think he's really, really good, and he's doing some great stuff. And he's proven that not only can he teach established tour players or resurrect careers, but he can also develop some of the bright young talent coming up through college and the Korn Ferry Tour. So, like, to me, that's the sign of somebody that really can coach. Somebody that can take somebody young and turn them into something. So